Alright, we just got to Cooler Master. We haven't even received our brief yet, but we're gonna do something a little bit more exciting. Let's go to the balcony.
Let's see this view.
Look at this! Oh my, it's so nice and cool over here. Let's see what's in this. Wow! You can see all the way the mountains. Look at what? There's a pool! Is it recording right now? Oh, you trickster, man. What's up, everyone? I'm Dmitry with Hardware Canucks here at Cooler Master. What a welcome. A little champagne in the balcony, a little tour of the entire suite. And let me tell you, I am super happy to hear and see what their future direction for 2018. So let's begin with the H500P Mesh. So the idea behind this sort of renovation in their MasterCase lineup is to take the feedback from the community, aka your comments, our reviews, and implement them into a very near future releases. So this is why the mesh is here. So there's a 4-step little upgrade process. So the first upgrade obviously comes from the front mesh, aka the thing behind the name. I'm very happy to see them improve this situation, so you still get a very beautiful looking enclosure. And now with so much extra airflow, this mesh has a built-in dust filter, so you have basically no restrictions and no longer choking the airflow. This panel also has a new notch at the top, so it doesn't just simply fly out, and has a lot more resistance. Top panel also has a thumb screw at the back for that secure little paneling, and the power supply can now slide in from the back, so the installation is much easier. And the number 4 point is the built-in RGB controller, so that the fans are no longer need to be connected to your motherboard. They can be connected to the hub for that lighting control. It's very similar to what they have on their all-in-ones coolers. Little buttons for a little customization of the color and effect. In the future, what they want to do is actually implement the whole lighting controller into the reset button, and I can't wait for that to happen, because that way you eliminate the additional hubs and less wiring, and it's all just built into the I/O. Make it happen, please. Obviously, you can see the color is different. So this is the white edition. It will come out first, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, we'll see the gunmetal version come out with all the same improvements. So it's going to be priced the same at $149 as the original H500P. And so the only caveat is that these rollouts and these upgrades are coming out a little bit, not immediately, but 2 to 3 months. So by March, we are expected to have all old stock of the H500P that has all the original features to be rolled out, and everything being replaced with these new additions. Oh, you're recording again. Eber, you a little trickster. All right, guys, let's just get into it. So this is the MasterCase MC600P, so it's the continuation of the upgrade program from the MasterCase 6. In this one, a few upgrades are fairly obvious. So in the original MasterCase 6, we only had the red RGB. Now we have 17 color options with some rainbow effect, and it's still quite bright, but I think they lowered the brightness a little bit, so it's not like blinding you right in the face. The second upgrade is the power supply shroud on the interior that is now removable, which is awesome, that you can substitute the LED power supply shroud that looks absolutely fantastic. And you can also move the interior little bracket that has all the holes for different modular elements, so that you can potentially install more accessories down the line. But of course, the best thing is the price reduction. The original was $159. This thing is now $129, so you get a $30 reduction, and that's awesome because you get the same case that you can open up the little panels and have extra airflow, or close everything down for that silent edition, and the case still looks awesome. And also, by the way, they've added a tempered glass panel, so you're getting more things for less money. MasterCase 6 or the MC600P is now on the market, and by now I mean in about 1 month. And the last case on this Maker series. It's hilarious how it pop up. I felt like a carrot. Let's do it again. And one more case. Here's the MC500M. So it used to be called the MasterCase 5. Now they're revamping their naming scheme. So with this one, a few updates. A Type-C port at the front with the Gen 1 speeds. The price reduction as well from $199 to $169. And a really awesome addition is they finally including a case that includes their beautiful RGB power supply shroud cover. I think it's one of the better looking RGB shrouds on any case that illuminates the interior. It's nice ambient, and it still allows that separation for the hardware between your power supply. So I think that's a really good approach to really maximize exposure for all their accessories. All right, guys, so this is the last case that we're going to talk about today. This is the H500. M stands for maker. Obviously, it has a lot of the same design language as the H500P and now the Mesh. And it's kind of like a merge between the two, because no longer are we seeing acrylic side panels, and they've replaced all 4 sides with tempered glass, which is awesome because it makes the whole case just feel more premium, and you can wipe fingerprints here easily, and just having glass is much better than acrylic panels. Now, the cool thing about the front panel is its combination with, you can see they've redesigned to have a bit more mesh if you are using glass, but you can pull this out and replace it with a mesh panel for better airflow if you're going that route. The I/O still features a Type-C port at the top, but they're still unsure about whether or not it'll be Gen 1 or Gen 2. However, the addressable RGB craze is all over CES, and seriously, it's like everywhere. If a fan doesn't have addressable RGB, it is not a fan. So here we have 200mm fans that are addressable RGB, and a single 140mm that is also addressable RGB, so we get nice pure whites and better control, more lighting effects built in right in here. Built in, straight at the fact, built in out of the box. Now, one interesting interior piece they've added is this little acrylic piece near the power supply. Right now, it's lit up in RGB, and it has the coolermaster outline, which they most likely won't keep. But let us know what you guys think about that integration, allowing you to see the power supply, and also allows for a little different texture and different color combination on that power supply shroud, so it looks a little bit more unique and different. Now at the back, they've also added a little extra piece near the power supply shroud so that it's completely covered, and therefore you can have basically the entire case and cable management exposed to the environment without placing the side panel. And I absolutely love that industrial and like all the panels everywhere, and they've listened to the feedback and they've added that additional panel so it looks a bit cleaner. And they're also relocating that fan controller and the hub for the RGB to a different spot, so it does not actually occupy the SSD caddy, and so they'll have something a little bit extra, and they'll find a more pristine and optimal position for that hub, so it doesn't occupy or interfere with any of the hardware. And it's they're looking at something that will also be easier to route in terms of cable management. So that's really good forward thinking from their part on like all the feedback that we've given them and the community has given them as well. Now, expected release date is Q2 on end of May, so right before Computex begins, and the retail price of like what they want to launch it with is at $199. So I would say like if the H500 Mesh is $149, and here we get tempered glass and like all these little additional upgrades, I would say it's actually a pretty decent deal from the coolermaster product line, so they don't sort of overstep their own toes in terms of competition between their own lineup. So yeah, $199. What do you think about that? Guys, check this out. Ooh, nice. Snap your fingers and change your color. So one cool value-added thing that Coolermaster is going forward with is letting you control the addressable RGB, not just on your fans, but on all RGB peripherals. So we have the MasterPlus software, and it takes the dominant color of your screen and changes the RGB to that color. So it's really good in games. It's really awesome for movies. So right now we have that nano leaf thing above us, and it changes color based on what's the dominant color on the screen. We're watching my review of the H500P. So yeah, MasterPlus software to control and develop your own lighting patterns for all that customization of lighting and creation of your own lighting patterns coming from Coolermaster. All right, guys, so that concludes our Coolermaster tour. We're about to head out to a surprise place that we've never been to, and it's been teased out throughout the entire week. So that's actually our last CES appointment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Coolermaster coverage, and let us know what you think about our CES coverage in general. I'm Dmitry.
I'm Eber.
Thanks so much for watching. And
I'm Jamie.
And we got multiple people. Michael.
Michael?
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you
In the next one.